Was the All-Star Weekend better this year? That is the question. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Clutch Convo with Caleb. Today, I will be breaking down the All-Star Weekend and everything that happened during it. I'll give you a recap of each of the events, and then I'll give you guys my answer on if the All-Star Weekend improved this year. Okay, so the first event on Saturday was the Kia Skills Challenge, which was honestly the lowlight of the weekend. They completely changed the format from previous years. This year, they selected 4 teams with 2 members on each team. In the end, the Cavaliers team, which contained Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley, won. The format this year consisted of each of the members doing a relay sort of race where they would each have to compete in a series of passes and shots. This year, it just felt like most of the things that the players were doing were pretty basic. The required actions by the players included 3 short bounce passes followed up by another pass into a hoop and then 2 3-pointers and a free throw. I think that you could have taken most people out of the crowd in the arena to compete in this, and it still would have been just as entertaining. I believe that if you're going to call something a skills challenge, it should include difficult elements where the players are able to show off their true NBA skills. Next up, we have the 3-point competition. The 8 contestants in this competition were Norman Powell, Darius Garland, Cameron Johnson, Jalen Brunson, Tyler Hero, Damian Lillard, Buddy Hield, and Cade Cunningham. Damian Lillard was going into this event as the 2-time defending 3-point champion. He was looking to become the 3rd NBA player to ever win 3 3-point contests in a row. In the first round, Buddy Hield led the pack with a score of 31. Then Darius Garland put up a score of 24, and Tyler Hero advanced with 19. The biggest shocker of the first round was that Damian Lillard did not advance. He scored 18 and was 1 point short of tying Tyler Hero for 3rd. In the finals, it was Tyler Hero with 24 points who edged out Buddy Hield's 23. Up next was a highlight of the entire weekend, the dunk contest. Matas Buzelis, Stephon Castle, Andre Jackson Jr., and Mac McClung were the participants this year. All eyes were on McClung this year as he was looking to become the first player to ever win 3 dunk contests in a row. Castle opened the night with a nice dunk. Buzelis and Jackson Jr. followed him up with some struggles on their first dunks. Then out came McClung, and he put on one of the best dunk contest performances, if not the best ever. He started off the night by dunking over a car. All the other contestants did another dunk, and the 2 players that moved on to the finals were Stephon Castle and Mac McClung. All the dunks in the finals were absolutely insane. Castle started out with an in-between-the-legs dunk after the ball had gone through the hoop. McClung then followed up that dunk with quite possibly the most insane dunk I have ever witnessed. He dunked 2 balls at the same time. I legitimately fell off the couch when he did this dunk. Castle then hit a beautiful behind-the-back 360, finishing with his non-dominant hand. McClung then finished the night jumping over 6'11" Evan Mobley, standing on top of a platform. McClung won the dunk contest, scoring 50s on all 4 of his dunks. What's even more impressive is that on all of his dunks but one, he finished his dunk on the first try. Of all 3 of the years that Mac McClung has competed, Stephon Castle provided him with the most amount of competition by far compared to the other 2 years. So even though he lost, we still need to give Castle credit for putting up 4 great dunks this year. The last event was the NBA All-Star Game on Sunday, which had a way different format this year. They did it bracket style, where Kenny, Shaq, and Charles Barkley all drafted their own All-Star teams. The final entry to the bracket was the winner of the Rising Stars tournament. The main reason why they added the Rising Stars into the All-Star Game on Sunday was to put some pressure on the All-Stars. The common belief with the All-Star Game over the years is that none of the players were actually giving effort in this game because no one wanted to get injured in a meaningless game. Each of the games in the bracket were to a target score of 40. Team Chuck beat Team Kenny, and Team Shaq's OGs beat the Rising Stars. The only game that was truly entertaining was Shaq versus the Rising Stars team. It felt like in this game there was slightly more effort given. In the finals, Shaq's OG team absolutely destroyed Chuck's team. Dame Lillard had a great game in the first round for Team Shaq, and Steph Curry put on a masterclass performance in the finals. Since the All-Star Game was in the Bay Area, it was cool to see Steph Curry win the All-Star Game MVP. The defensive effort this year was a slight improvement to last year, but still was abysmal. Okay, so here we go. Now it's time to answer the question. Was the All-Star Weekend better this year? I'm going to break down each of the four main elements that made up the All-Star Weekend to answer this question. First, we have the skills competition. This element was way worse than last year. It lacked the fun and skillful part of the competition. Hopefully the NBA will change this format for next year. Next, we have the three-point competition, which was the exact same as last year. The format did not change this year, so it was literally a carbon copy of last year. The dunk competition was better this year, although that had nothing to do with the format, because the format was the same as last year. It was pretty much McClung and Castle carrying the entire All-Star Weekend with a masterclass performance from both of them. So, this element was better than last year. The All-Star Game was actually slightly better this year. I think that adding the Rising Stars into the mix made this All-Star Game a bit more competitive. Overall, I like the idea of target scores, but they need to be much higher. Additionally, the biggest complaint from fans and from the players themselves was how little they actually played. During the 3-hour broadcast, there was only 42 minutes of basketball played. This is honestly just sad. I think that the All-Star Game itself did improve this year, they just need to make the games much longer. Okay, so was the All-Star Weekend better this year? Well, yes, but not by much. I feel like the dunk contest carried the entire weekend, and the All-Star Game improved slightly this year. This year was better than last year, but I cannot definitively say that this year was a considerable step up from last year. It was only slightly better. At least the NBA is going in the right direction. Alright, well, we are nearing the end of this Clutch Convo with Caleb. I hope you enjoyed. I would like to end this episode with a Bible verse. Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. I hope you have an amazing and blessed day today. The best is yet to come, and I'll see you on the next Clutch Convo with Caleb.